Howdy howdy, this is a installation tutorial for the fashionably adaptable party rave rings prefab. I am basically just going to run through the readme here, just so you have a more visual explanation of how to install this, which is easier to follow along. Anyhow, let me open this on my other window. Okie dokie. Step 1. Right, you're going to need Poyomi for this to work. You can install it through the VRChat Creator Companion. Make sure that is on the latest version, wherever it is. Alright, I have Pro, so it's installed differently, but it'll be in there for you if you use just regular old Poyomi. Okay, and then you will get a .unity package file when you buy this asset. You just drag it into your project folder, which is usually just down here. You can open it with the window tab if it's not. Okay, so open the FAPRR folder. It will be just like this, titled this, FAPRR. Okay, there we go, now it's opened. Go into prefabs, drag one of the examples to your avatar. You have 4 folders here and 1 readme file. You have prefabs, you open this, and you have 3 examples. Now, we're gonna go with example 1. I have these here so I can just delete these. You'll just drag this, drag it to being under your avatar, and you'll see something like this, which will appear on your avatar, except these will not be lined up unless you have the Rexium. Now, each one of these, you're going to need to align it for whatever ones you want to your body parts. As you can see in place objects under here, this is what stores all the rings, as you can see. So you can just like, for example, I'll click this. There we go. And this is upper right arm. So on your avatar, it may not necessarily be aligning as much with your upper right arm because it'll be shaped differently. But you just need to click this, go to move. You're going to be using the move, rotate, and scale tool, which is W, E, and R respectively. It just makes it a bit quicker, and just align it with your avatar. Some of these I have kind of like, expanded away from the avatar, and some not, just as an example. Like these ones are pretty just like on top of the skin, these ones are not. Sometimes with very specific shapes on avatars, it can be hard to get this looking like it's directly attached to your skin. For those ones, you can just, make it kind of float around it, which doesn't necessarily look all that bad. For example, though, I'll just show you a random time. Let's just say it's like this, and you want it to be more on the avatar. Okay, I can use a scale, make sure this is not linked. I can just go like a so, just kind of align it until it's just like that, just around the avatar. You may need to, use the rotate tool for certain parts that, are rotated a bit differently, or you can just add a rotation like this one. This one could be more like this if you want, but just play around with it, see what you like, and just get all these looking to where they are properly attached to your appendages on your avatar. Feel free to remove, let's say you don't want 2 on the hip. As you can see, there's 2 here. You can just delete that one. I only have 1. Hooray. If you want more on the chest, you could do like, click this. This is on hip. These are all just armature links, so anything under this will fall around the specific bone that is titled right here. As you can see, let's say I want more on the hip, I can just drag this over to there. Wait, right. You want to right click this, prefab, unpack, enter to move these around. Okay, so I want this chest one up there. Right now it's under the hip, so it's going to be attached to the hip, but as you can see, it is currently sitting at the chest, so we want to move this down. And then, you can just align it in whatever way we want. So then, there we go. Pulls the hip. That's kind of neat. Now let's get that back over there. Another example, if you want to keep this one at the chest, but you want a third one at the hip, you can Control C, Control V. Now we have 2 right there. You can, some of these bones don't have anything, like this lower right leg, so I can go here, drag this into there, oops, Control V, drag this into there, and then lower right leg, lower right, so it's gonna be, yeah, okay. That's gonna be right there. That's your lower right leg. Oops. So you can just, align these however you see fit. It's pretty easy. It's kind of fun. Just play around with it. Be creative. Do whatever you want. Okay, you also have this game object over here, custom slot 1, this is for if you want to attach something to a more custom bone. For example, an ear, a tail, hair, maybe a piece of clothing, something that is not in here. All you do is you click this, you'll have a parent constraint. You want to toggle off, toggle off, toggle off in that order. You want to navigate to, that's not even touch anything. I don't know. Let's see here. What do you want? Spine, left, neck, head. Let's say I want to attach it to, I don't know, my jaw. Let's do jaw. Actually, let's do tongue. Let's just percent. No, it's not really great for this avatar. We'll just do jaw. So we have our jaw there. We can click the slot. We'll have this transform, drag in that. Alright, once that's dragged in, align it to where you want it to be. You know, this is a bit, here I can undo the rotation here so it's more even. Make this one. This thing is misaligned here. There we go. Okay, can do that. And just do it however you want. There we go. That's not a great job I did there, but it's very quick. So let's just say you want to attach this here. We have dragged in the jaw into the source transform. Now we want it to be locked here. So what you now want to do in this order is enable this. Click is active. Make sure this is not checked. Click is active. These numbers will change. Then click lock. Now you have it set in. Make sure you do it in that order. Enable is active. Lock. Okay, same for disabling it, just in the opposite order. You unlock, uncheck, boom. You technically don't have to do that, but I just do it, you know, extra step. Okay, so I'm gonna undo all that until this is back. Here, where it was poor, like so. Alright. Okay, let's look back at the readme, multiple. Okay, right, so these examples, the only difference between them is that they have different material sets. They're all in the exact same position. The materials are in here. And you have all these little materials to choose from. You can drag them in to whatever, you know, rings you want. You can do different combos. For example, you can do like Veroni ones all together. You can do colored ones all together. And what these are, the prefabs. It's like colors mixed in Veronis, something like that. But feel free to play around. I'll run through what all these do real quick. You have blue, green, red. These ones will, they're an emissive layer. The emission strengths will go up based on different bands. Red is base, green is high mid, blue is low mid. You have glitter. This is this one right here. It just has this like kind of glitter effect, and it'll go kind of crazy when, let's see what even is it. When bass plays. You can change these bands around, play around. I personally mess with these for quite a while to get them to where they are looking good, but feel free to change whatever you want. You have dissolve. This one will, I believe this one right here, it will kind of disappear as low mid is played. That's basically it. It'll just appear and reappear. You have the Veronis, which is like this one. This one's another one. That's another one. They will move around and stuff as different bands play. A lot of them are different. It's another one. In a second, I'll show you how to exactly see how these things look with audio. Okay, right. This now. All that. Go into Tools, Audio Link. Make sure you have Audio Link installed. Add Audio Link prefab to scene. You will see this thing appear. You can go into Audio Link YouTube Player. In the README, I have a link attached. It is. Oh wait, I don't have this saved. Hold on. Save. There we go. It is this right here. It's just a random DJ set that is pretty good. For this kind of testing, because the beginning of it has a lot of different bands in use. Just paste it into the video URL like so. And that is, yep, okay, so now you push play mode, it's this little triangle up there, it'll put your Unity into an active kind of runtime sort of thing. And wait for it to load. Takes a second. And once it is loaded, you'll go up here into Tools. Come on, you got this. Almost there. There we go. Oh, fuck. The fuck did I just do? There we go. Okay, Tools, Gesture Manager Emulator. You'll see this thing pop up. Right now you probably can't hear this because I have this muted. There we go. Sorry if that was loud. Okay. So you'll hear music play. That's this audio link. Oh, as well. Make sure you have a camera in the scene. It needs it to play music. Anyways, click the Gesture Manager, go to Expressions, Esoteric, FAPRR, Toggle. And then you can see the changes here. You can see the toggle or the dissolve doing its thing. You can see all the varieties, moving when their respective band plays. You can see the color ones flashing with their respective bands. You can also go into materials and do whatever setup you want. Some good setups that look together is you can do all Veronis, you can do the flashing ones, you could even do like all dissolves, all glitters. This is just them all mixed together. However, I do recommend making some sort of different combination. This is really to show you how it works. You could do all these, but if you want to theme something, then do like, these 3, do these 5, do like one of these 2, something like that. Play around with it. You can play around with it by just dragging these in, like so. Just seeing how they look. And then if you want to like theme it with these 3 main ones, just like drag them in, replace them with the other things, like so. And you can see these kind of taking hold here. This may be a little broken right now. Yeah, yes, that was broken. Okay. Sometimes it will get like that. You can toggle this off and back on, and it will reset the band. I'll probably be changing some of these some more, so these are not the final values here, because this one needs a little bit of work. But anyhow, yes, feel free to just, drag around these materials to whatever you want. Play around with it for a minute. You can use these materials for whatever you want. You can even use it on your hair or whatever, do whatever you want with it. That's pretty much it. Let's see here. Oh yes, okay, so you can also change values. For example, this one's locked right now. If you want to change like audio link values, you can like just hit unlock. That will lag for a second, then as you can see, the audio link's no longer working. That's kind of annoying, because it's annoying to go back into play mode, change value, go into play mode, then play music. Or, even worse, is what some people do, is mess with the values, then upload the entire avatar, check how it looks in VR chat, and then change things back in Unity and upload it again. Extremely slow process doing that. So, what I recommend doing is hit the unlock button, you'll see it stop, go back to this, like I said, uncheck, recheck, and then it will start playing again. You can skip to like some other part in this. There's lots of different sections. It's great for testing. And as you can see, this is now working and it is unlocked. So you can very actively just change these values here. Do whatever you want to do with it. You can change colors, all this stuff is very changeable. Do whatever you want. It's Boyomi, so it's usually pretty easy to approach as well. So feel free to have fun, play around with stuff. Use these materials that I've made, drag it over. You can also change the look of these rings. Keep in mind, moving things around like this in play mode is not saved once you exit play mode, so don't make these changes here. But you can do a lot of things with the rings. You can make them really thick, like so. You can probably add, well, okay, ignore that. I was gonna say add fizz bones. I was messing around with that for a while, but it doesn't really work too well. It could work. I may make an update with this asset that adds some fizz bones to these, so they look like they're more like floating, like these ones. So they fall around the wrist more. But it was having some issues because fizz bones are usually better for like a stiff joint extending outwards, and they don't work great like a spring. but they can work. I'll have to do a bit more research on that. Anyhow, that is enough of me yapping and getting off topic. That is pretty much it for this installation. You can contact me on Discord if you need any help. Want to do any custom stuff? Example, whatever you want. I'm usually pretty free, and I'll give input or help you out with whatever Unity issues you got. So anyhow, thanks for buying the asset, and hope you have a good day. See ya.